So this is chapter 3 of the Real Smart Notes, Estates and Interests in Land. Real property is land wherever it is land and whatever is erected, growing upon, or fixed to the land, fixtures or chattels. Land also includes rights related to the land. Personal property, any right or interest which one has in movable objects. Doctrine of estates. This describes the rights and groups of rights which appeal to real property. An estate is an abstract legal right. It is not tangible. A. Fee simple, that means freehold, largest bundle of rights. The definition. A fee is equal to the estate which could be inherited. Simple means no qualification as to the type of person that can inherit. So, bullet 1, the Crown can expropriate or take back or order a tax sale of land. And bullet B, the owner will fee simple estate without restriction and can sell it, can mortgage it, or lease the property at will. B, life estates. This is a smaller bundle of rights carved out of the fee simple estate. Is an estate in land which, a life estate or estates in land which last for a lifetime of the holder. It's called the holder is called the life tenant. So bullet 1, we got freehold estate, terminates upon the death of the life tenant. Bullet 2, we got the life tenant entitled to the use and possession of the land and receives any revenues it generates. Bullet 3, life estates is registered as a charge on the fee simple title of the real property. And bullet 4, when a life tenant dies, the balance of the estate will go to the designated person, the remainder man, or to the original owner or his or her heirs, the revisioner. Remainder man or revisioner must pay the principal on any outstanding mortgages or insurance premiums. The life tenant pays the interest on the mortgage if there is any. The life estate is registered on title. And then C, we've got the life estate pure autorité. This is an estate based on the life of another person. So the life tenant, okay? For example, Sue. When the life tenant Sue, she dies, the property is taken from the life estate pure autorité, Mary, and is given back or reverts back to the reversioner, Mr. Jones or his estate. Or if the reversioner, Mr. Jones, left it to a remainder man, Bobby, his grandson. Okay, so the doctrine of estates, we've got A, fee simple, which is the largest bundle of rights. B, life estates, a smaller bundle of rights carved out of the fee simple. And C, life estate pour autre vie, for the life of another person. So we got Mr. Jones as the revisioner. He gives Sue a life estate. So Sue is a life tenant, and then Sue sells it to Mary, life estate pour autre vie, Mary. So the remainder man, who is basically connected to Mr. Jones and Sue, is Bobby. So this is the person named to Mr. Jones to receive property upon Sue's death, and Bobby may be a kid or just a young adult. When Sue dies, Mary automatically loses the estate. It reverts back to the reversioner or remainder man, page 17. Common law wastes. All right, here, I just want to see. Okay. All right. All right, there's just a note here. I want to just read the textbook at the same time here. As a licensee, the document used to transfer a fee simple estate from one party to another is known as freehold transfer form, Form A. A standard freehold form is shown in the legal documents 19 at the back of this manual. And I'm going to take a quick peek here. I'm going to cheat and take a peek here at the collection of legal documents. And let me see here. Where the hell is it? Legal document. Oh, this is number 19. So we got the Land Title Act. We got Form A. This is called freehold transfer. It's got province of BC on the top left. This area for land title office use. So this for the LTO. So we got section 1 with the name and address of the applicant. 2, we've got the parcel identifier, the number, and the legal description. lot 11, southeast, 1/4, section 35, blah, blah, blah. And then we got B, that's A, and then the 2A, and then 2B is the market value. 3 is the consideration, like how much you're going to pay. 4, the transferors, like who's transferring it, who's selling it. 5, freehold estate transferred, and then it could be, say, fee simple. 6, transferee, includes occupation, postmortem, and okay. Let me see. Oh, so the number 1, the application, I think that's like the lawyer's office, right? So then we got the transferee, the Roy Fitzgerald, the actor. Okay, and the address and postcode. 7, execution. The transfer accepts the above consideration and understands that this instrument operates to transfer the freehold estate in the land described above to the transferee. So basically, yeah, Randolph and Barbara Scott transfer this to Roy Fitzgerald, the actor. And then they have office signatures of Don Bunker, the notary public, and then the transferor signatures, Randolph and Barbara Scott. And that's it. Oh, so that's form, let me see, that's form A. Ooh, let me see here. We got anything else here other than form A? Then we got form C. Where the hell's form B? I don't know. So we got form C, which has same stuff, except for it says somebody else is the registered owner. Larry Schwartz, that's a lawyer. Term, number 4, terms. I'm just reading the different stuff. Okay, so there is terms, part 2, this instrument concerns of filed standard charge terms, express charge terms, release, DF no number, annexes part 2, there's no part 2 of this instrument. I don't understand. Transfer or, who's getting rid of the property. Transferee, the registered owner. What? Transfer or. Okay, to the transferee, yeah. All right. And then we got execution, sign. Anyways. Form A is easy. Form C is a little bit confusing, but what the hell. All right, so we got page 17 here. Common law waste, 3 types. A life tenant is usually liable for changes in the property's value because they just put a bunch of garbage there. There are 3 types of common law waste. Number 1, voluntary. We have direct positive acts which result in damage to property beyond the use of a life tenant. Life tenant is liable to the remainder man and reversioner and may be liable for damages, okay? Then we got 2. Oh, sorry. What am I doing to my phone? I'm looking at my phone. Okay. 明晚有一个月，看看下周一吧。到时联系 and then we'll just say 好的. Sorry, I'm just doing some haida. You know, my thumb is so big and I have a hard time getting the right. Okay, haida. And I will put a little exclamation mark and I will give a smile. There we go. Awesome, man. I'm already I'm already connecting with people to get some buyers. All right, so we got the 3 kinds of waste, common law waste. 1, voluntary. Direct positive acts which result in damage to property beyond the use of a life tenant. The life tenant is liable to the remainder man or reversioner for this, for damages. 2, permissive. Allowing property to deteriorate without any positive acts of the life tenant. Common law says the life tenant is usually under no obligation to repair or compensate for permissive waste. So, for example, you allow the garage to fall down from no repair. Wow, quite extreme, huh? And we have 3, ameliorating. Direct positive acts which improve the property. Okay? So, for example, the life tenant is liable, but usually no damages can be awarded as the property has been improved. For example, they plant trees, they paint the house, they put in a new driveway. So we got three types of common law wastes. We have number 1, voluntary, number 2, permissive, and number 3, ameliorating. And then we have number 4, which is equitable waste. This is from the textbook. The waste caused by a life tenant who, although he or she is not responsible for the three types of common law waste, flagrantly or maliciously damages or destroys the property. So, for example, they burn down the house so that the property ends up becoming devalued. So the life tenant can be granted a life tenancy, saying the life tenant is not liable for liability to the remainder man. Okay, I guess they could cut a deal there. The reversioner, the person granting the life tenant, will say to sue for life without impeachment for waste. The only way for a life tenant to get out of this completely, the life tenant must be granted, quote unquote, without impeachment for waste, including equitable waste. We already said that, right? That means, they purposely try to do something bad. Okay, so we got the doctrine of privity of contract. Doctrine of privity of contract. All right, you got that? Privity of contract? It states that only parties to the contract can enforce the rights under it. For example, Anton pays Bob $15 for 5 music lessons for his son. Bob does not provide the lessons. Only Anton can sue Bob to enforce the contract, as the son was not privy to the contract. But the doctrine does not apply to contracts which create an interest in land. Okay, so the doctrine of privity of contract, it doesn't apply when there's land involved. Interest in land is said to run with the land. For example, A leased his warehouse to B for 10 years, 10-year lease. Then A sells the warehouse to C. C is bound by the lease. C is party to the contract and must honor the lease agreement between A and B. Wow, a little confusing. A owners, but we can understand it. We're smart cookies. A owns the warehouse and leases to B for 10 years. B has a 10-year lease. A registers this at the land titles office, and this runs with the land. A now sells the warehouse to C. C is bound by the agreement between A and B. So I get that. So basically, you can sell your warehouse to somebody else, but the new owner has got to continue the lease. Page 18. Interests in land that are less than estates. Easements. Easements are privilege acquired. An easement is a privilege acquired by a landowner for the benefit of his land over the land of another. The land receiving the benefit is called dominant tenement, and the land over which the right is exercisable is called the servient tenement. There are 3 basic requirements in order to constitute an easement in law. Number 1, it must be dominant and servient tenement, 2 parcels of land affected by every easement. Dominant does not have to be adjacent to subservient, but close enough to benefit. 2, easement must accommodate the dominant tenement. The land must benefit, not just the landowner. If just the owner benefits, then the right created is not an estate in land. 3, the easement must be capable of forming the subject matter of a grant, meaning the easement must be easily defined. You can identify boundary lines and the person granting and the person receiving the benefit, that kind of thing. Easements may be granted for any length of time.